Good morning, students. Welcome to the commerce stream and your new class. Commerce is totally a new subject to you. You have not read anything about it in your earlier classes, so we will try our best to make it simple and interesting for you. So, I'm going to teach you accounts, and today I'll begin with the first chapter of accounts, that is Introduction to Accounting. PDF of this chapter is already sent in the group. You can open it, and as I'll explain you can listen to me and analyze it, and if you have any problem you can share with me. So the very first I'll start with Introduction to Accounting, in which I have meaning of accounting, that what is accounting. Now, as you know, accounts, you all have heard about it. Accounts. What is account? Yeah, what is accounting? What is this subject related to? I'll tell you, it is, अगर हम इसे हिंदी में कहें, हिसाब किताब ना, लेमैन की लैंग्वेज में, कि अकाउंट्स मतलब हिसाब किताब. तो उसी से आपको I'll make it more clear to you from that point of view what is accounting. Firstly, it is a systematic process. Systematic means here that it have some principles to be followed while practicing accounts. Some procedures are there, we have to follow them. So it is not like anything, it's like a system. Means it's not on our wish, we can do it anyway. No. Some systems, some principles are laid. Based on that, we have to prepare our accounts, we have to practice accounting. So, accounting is a systematic process. Okay, systematic process is clear to you, that it is based on certain principles, on certain standards. A fixed procedure is there for everything. So, a systematic process of identifying. I'll make each and every word clear to you. Identifying. Identifying means to look for, to search. What are the financial transactions? Whenever you are doing any activity, in those activities you have to look for which transactions are going to affect me financially. My finance either is going to increase or decrease. So the very first step of accounting is I have to identify. I have to look for. Then I have to measure. Measure means I have to see the amount of money. Measurement in terms of money. That particular transaction, I have to measure it. What is the amount that is going to be increased or decreased? I am measuring that particular transaction in terms of money. So, accounting is a systematic process, firstly of identifying, to look for, to search for. Second, measuring, to measure in terms of money. Like for example, purchase of raw material. I have identified that purchase of raw material is an economic transaction where my money is going to decrease. By how much? Measurement. I have purchased, suppose I have purchased for 5,000. So measurement is 5,000 rupees. Identifying, purchase of raw material is a financial transaction. Measurement is 5,000 rupees. Okay. So, identifying, measuring, then recording. In a business, every day many transactions are taking place. So, it's not possible to keep everything in mind. So, they have to record it somewhere. So, third thing in accounting is recording that financial transaction. After recording, classifying. Classifying means categorizing them. The transactions of same kind would be under one head, so that it comes easy to sort them out, to draw conclusions from them. If on single page you are writing every kind of transaction, at the end of the year you have to search for. So it's better to maintain different columns, different accounts for different kind of transactions. Classifying. After classifying is summarizing. So what is summarizing? Summarizing means Now you will sum up the transactions. You will just get a summary from them, get a conclusion from them. Summarizing. After summarizing, as I told you, you get the conclusion from them. You get a final result from that summary. है ना? After getting that, what will you do? You have to interpret. You have to evaluate it. That this is the result, this is the summary. What are the reasons behind it? Is it good for my business or it is not favorable for my business? And then whatever the interpretations and results are, it's not means for what we are making this so many steps, for what we are doing it. It's not that we have to keep with ourselves. An accountant just prepare the accounts and keep with himself. No. After getting all the results, he will communicate to the interested users. Who are the interested users? Who are going to be affected from that information, either in a positive way or a negative way. Whosoever is going to get affected, his financial condition is going to get affected. That person must be informed. So the last step of accounting is communicating financial information to the users. तो थोड़ा बहुत आपको क्लियर हुआ कि अकाउंटिंग है क्या? I'll once again repeat it. अकाउंटिंग इज़ अ सिस्टमेटिक प्रोसेस. ये एक सिस्टमेटिक प्रोसेस है जिसमें आपने पहले फिनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शंस को आइडेंटिफाई करना है, फिर उनको मेजर करना है कि कितने की है ये ट्रांजैक्शन, फिर सही जगह पर रिकॉर्ड करके क्लासीफाई करना है, देन समरी उसको समराइज करना है. दिस आई विल एक्सप्लेन अगेन इन डिटेल इन टेक्निकल वर्ड्स. जस्ट टेक अप द मीनिंग नाउ कि उसकी एक समरी बनानी है, फिर उसे फर्दर उसकी कंक्लूजन्स निकालनी है, उन्हें इंटरप्रेट करना है, एनालाइज करना है, फिर वो जो रिजल्ट है वो आगे बताना है टू द यूजर्स who need this accounting information. You can open your PDF page 1.1 on this. This meaning is clearly mentioned. Now, features of accounting. Features of accounting. The very first feature of accounting is identification of financial transactions and events. As I told you, as we mentioned in the meaning also, so now in the features. Accounting records only those transactions which can be measured in terms of money. Means whichever economic transactions are there where either money is increased or money is decreased, that transactions need to be mentioned in accounting. Transactions which doesn't have any monetary impact, like social service and all, they will be excluded. They are not included in accounting. In accounting, only financial transactions are included. So here there is a need to identify, to look for them. Okay, what are the financial transactions? As I already given you example like purchase of raw material or paying salaries to employee, these are financial transactions. Now, how can such transactions be identified? Like if you have purchased a raw material, you are going to get an invoice or a bill for that. So that is an evidence. On the basis of that evidence, you will record your transaction further. Okay. So the first thing is identifying financial transactions and events. From where? From bills, from cash memos. Okay. From all this kind of things, you are going to identify your financial transactions. Second step is measure the identified transaction. Once you have that bill in your hand, you have seen, yes, this transaction has happened, then what will you do? You will check the amount. That what was the amount of the transaction? So the second feature of accounting is it will measure in terms of money what is the amount of financial transaction. Okay? Now, the third step, as I told you that I'm going to explain you the meaning now in detail, here I'm going to tell you some technical things about it. Please pay attention. Third thing is beta recording. As an accountant, you must know this from now. Whenever any transaction is being done, suppose a person has given you a bill and you were an accountant, the very first step where you are going to record that transaction, the book of original entry, that is journal. So in recording, here you will mention that entries, financial transactions will be recorded in the book of original entry, that is journal. So the third step is recording accounting transactions in the book of original entry, journal. Then there are many other subsidiary books also, like if you are not going to prepare journal, sometimes they directly prepare cash book for cash transactions. They don't prepare journal, they directly prepare cash book. In cash book there are columns, are ready columns are there. On receipt side, if you have received cash, you will record. On payment side, if you have made payment, you will record. Same is the case of purchase book and sales book. Separate books are also available. If you want to record transaction in the books directly, you can record. So in third step, you have journal, book of original entry. Now, fourth step, classifying. As I told you, the very first step is recording the transaction in a book of original entry. In that book, you are going to record each and every transaction in a chronological order. Chronological order means as they are occurring, you are recording date wise. Okay? Now, it becomes really difficult for you then while drawing a conclusion. Suppose you want to know that this time how much traveling expenses were there. If you look at all the journals, traveling expenses entries, you can't draw any conclusion. So the next step of accounting is beta to prepare ledger. So in classifying you will have ledger. So what is ledger? It is means classifying accounts on the basis of their nature. Means accounts of same nature will be under one head, under one account, like ledger. For example, all the expenses relating to traveling will be under conveyance account. All the expenses related to stationery will be under stationery account. But that is the second step. Firstly, you will pass journal entry. From that journal entry, you will prepare ledger. You will classify them. All the cash transactions under cash account. All the credit purchases under purchase account. Okay. In this way, you will prepare, you will classify your each and every account. Then, fifth step. Fifth step is summarizing.